everyone. So I haven't done one of these videos in quite a while. I'm not doing it for fame or doing it to try to become YouTube famous or anything. The major reason I'm doing it is because I feel like there is a lot of stuff people don't understand, or they understand but don't care. I posted a video last year or year before or something like that, kind of explaining my medical background, some shit that I have wrong with me. And this year, couple days ago, 3-4 days ago, some new stuff got added to my list. We still don't know what's wrong, but we're hopeful that it's nothing. So I have type 1 diabetes. I've been insulin dependent since I was 5 years old. I was diagnosed on Mother's Day of 2000. I ended up with 2 kidney diseases, one being diabetic nephropathy, the other being chronic kidney disease. I ended up getting put on a whole bunch of meds and they weren't working, and there's a lot of things going on, and my blood pressure started to get too out of control. And this week, it was Monday, Tuesday, and I believe Wednesday, but I'm not 100% sure. I had been fighting asthma because I do have asthma. And I went to the emergency room with my mom and my stepmom. And I thought it was just asthma. I was, having a really bad asthma attack. Had to get, albuterol. Had to get friggin' steroids. I'll be fine. I don't really remember what happened, so this is just what I was told happened. So please don't be like, oh, this bitch is crazy. I ended up having really bad trouble breathing. They put IVs in my arms. I have, bruising and all kinds of stupid stuff from it. They ended up giving me some blood pressure medicine because my blood pressure at first was like 160s, 170s, over hundreds. I started having breathing problems. I couldn't breathe, so there was a bunch of doctors coming in, and from what my mom told me, apparently my blood pressure got all the way up to 235 over 145. And my heart rate was sitting at about 170. I didn't really know what was going on. I was really out of it. I'm pretty sure my brain was trying to shut down to, not have to try to deal with it. But I ended up in ICU for, a day or two. I had to wear, almost like a CPAP machine to help me breathe and to help me from not being able to breathe. And it really scared me because once I came to and realized what was going on, I started to notice a lot of stuff. The doctors told me that I should have died. I should not be here right now. They told me if I was, I should be in a medically induced coma, that I would be on life support right now because I shouldn't have survived. I've survived a lot. If you watch my first video I posted, I have survived a lot. But they pretty much told me I was going to die. I should be dead. I should be, still in ICU on a breathing machine. And it made me realize a lot. I feel like it made me realize stuff I was taking for granted and stuff I need to do differently. I know you see me smoking cigarettes. I'm sorry, I'm still a cigarette smoker. That's not something I'm ready to change quite yet. But I think the hardest part about the whole situation was seeing the look on my family's face. They were trying to pretend like it was okay. They were trying to pretend like it wasn't bothering them. I knew it was bothering them because I'm family. but they were trying to like keep my mind at ease and make it so it didn't seem as awful as it was. But all I remember thinking the entire time I was in the hospital was, what would happen if I wouldn't have survived? Would I, what would I have done differently? How would I have handled things differently? How would my boyfriend act? How would my mom act? I mean, all these thoughts were going through my head of, why is it happening to me? What did I do wrong? I know I'm not a perfect person. Nobody is. I mean, I'm pretty sure even Mother Teresa had her fair share of mistakes. But it was more the fact of, like, what have I done that has caused so much problem for me? Did I not love somebody enough? Did I not care? Is it because I've been taking life for granted? Like, I've survived death so many times. And I'm tired of hearing people say that, oh, you just need to get your diabetes under control. You need to get this under control, that under control. I had doctors at the hospital I went to telling me that I'm I'm honestly a special case. I can't get my shit under control no matter what I do. I follow the doctor's orders to a T, and I still end up getting really sick, and I still end up having a lot of problems. I was taking my blood pressure medication. I have been on so many blood pressure meds, and they're still not helping. They're not getting better. My blood pressure drops for a little bit and then raises. Now I'm having heart problems. They've done every test known to man, and they can't find a single problem with my heart. They said my heart is perfectly normal. They can't figure out why my heart is beating so fast. The entire time I was in the hospital, my heart rate never went under 100. At one point, it was actually like 160, 170. A normal heart rate is anywhere between 60 to 90, I think, if I remember correctly. But what hurts me the most is, what am I doing wrong? Why is this happening to me? What did I do? Am I being punished for something that, I may have at the time realized was okay and now I know it's not? Was I not good enough of a person in a past life to, now I have to pay for the consequence? I mean, I know everybody has their own philosophies and their own beliefs, and I'm not shoving it down anybody's throat or anything, but why me? I'm 21 years old, and about every 5-6 years I'm getting told I'm gonna die. And it's scary, and every time I sit there and think, what could I do differently? How can I change? But my mom and my family always tells me, you didn't do anything. It's just your body's you're kind of a warrior. You're special. You're overcoming what most people can't. But I don't think anybody really understands how it makes me feel hearing I'm dying all the time. I mean, I have a long history of depression. I used to slice my wrists. My family knows about it. My family has seen it. But I never, I wanted to die at one point, yes. I thought it would help everybody and make everyone else's life easier. But when you're being told by a doctor that there's not really much they can do, you really start to think about how death is going to affect people. My mom's going to be in a freaking depression so far in that it's going to be hard to get her out. I don't want to die. I'm finally finding happiness. I'm finally trying to figure out my place in the world. I don't have it all figured out, obviously. I'm 21. But I don't think anybody really understands. They have their own idea, but nobody understands that feeling you get when you get told you could have died. You almost died. You were pretty much dead. I hear it so much, and no matter what I do, I can't ever seem to fully fight death. I mean, I should have died when I was in the hospital. Luckily, I didn't, but I should have. I almost died when I was 7. They pretty much said there was nothing else they could do just to tell me goodbye and spend time with me. I mean, you don't ever really think about things when you're getting ready to die. I was going in for asthma problems, and all of a sudden I'm getting admitted into the ICU because I'm so sick that they weren't even sure I was going to make it through the night. And I know there's people out there, you didn't die, you're fine, like, why are you tripping? And it's not the fact that I'm not grateful that I survived, because I am. I don't want to put my family through that. But it's just more the fact of, why am I the one that's constantly getting tested to see how far my life can go? Most people my age are out partying, drinking, doing stupid stuff all the time. And there are ones out there like me that have a lot of the medical problems. They don't know what to do with their lives. But why did I have to be the one that is constantly on death's list? My blood pressure won't get under control, and now I'm having heart problems, and my diabetes goes in and out of control all the time, no matter what I do. When was it okay for me to be the one to have to try to handle this? I don't want sympathy from people. I don't want people looking at me feeling sorry for me. I really don't. I'm 21 years old and I've been dealing with this for my entire life. But I want to know that I can go live my life and not constantly have this freaking how many days you're gonna live. Like that Nickelback song where all through the video you're seeing the numbers over people's heads, and when they start going down really fast, it's because they're dying. Like, why do I have to have a timestamp over my head all the time? I have so many medical problems, and there are people out there with worse medical problems. Like, I luckily don't have cancer. I see people all over Facebook, all over the world with freaking horrible cancer that they're fighting for their lives. And I sit there and I am so grateful that, I don't have to experience that. I don't want anybody to have to experience it. And then all of a sudden I'm getting thrown at my face, oh, you don't have cancer, but you're dying. When did the world become so bad that people had to die? I know everyone dies for different reasons. I'm not sitting there saying death is, something you can avoid. But when did it start becoming something that had to happen before your purpose was over? I don't think I've lived my purpose in life. I haven't accomplished any great things. I'm a pretty boring, normal person. I wake up, I drink coffee, smoke cancer sticks, as they're called. I clean, I hang out with family, hang out with my boyfriend, things like that. I have a pretty boring, normal life. Why does there have to be a timestamp over my head? Why does God or whoever out there that's keeping us all alive think that we have to have all of this stuff accomplished? Like, we all grow up thinking that our purpose in life is an accomplishment and things we have to do. I'm trying to just be happy. I'm trying to just live my life and not to worry about the timestamp. I mean, if you look above my head, no timestamp. But I feel like there's one always over my head, because every year something is going wrong. Something's getting worse. Something's not under control. So when do I get my chance to not die? Not have to be told I could have or I should have? Nobody can predict when we're going to die, but it's still pretty scary when you hear that you should have or you could have. I mean, the whole purpose of this video is honestly just to tell you everybody's gonna die, yes. Nobody lives forever. I wish people could. It'd make life a lot easier. You wouldn't have to say goodbye to loved ones. But don't feel like you're failing because of the fact you haven't lived to your purpose. Someday, one of my medical problems is probably going to take me. It's kind of no idea when, not sure what's going to happen. But the important thing to always remember is just because you have a timestamp over your head doesn't mean it's a for sure time. Make mistakes, enjoy life, do stupid things even though you know that you're probably going to regret it later. I mean, obviously be smart. Don't intentionally get yourself killed or hurt. But don't be afraid to live your life because you're worried about the accomplishments you're not doing. I feel like the biggest accomplishment of my life is living. Someday I'm going to die. It's kind of inevitable at this point. It could be sooner rather than later. It could be later rather than sooner. But if I know that I have loved another with all my heart, and I have done everything humanly possible I could to help one person, then I feel like I'm more accomplished than most. Diabetes has caused me nothing but hell. It has caused so many medical problems and put this giant death timestamp over my head. But I'm not going to let it win. I will fight until I have no fight left in me. I fight every day. I fight till tooth and nail trying to get myself better. And I know to some, I'm better off than most, but it's not the fact of a competition. It's the fact that I want to know when I go out of this world that I did everything I could for the people I cared about, and I tried to be as best of a person as I can. This last brush with death has changed my views on shit. It has changed a lot of stuff about me. It has made me open my eyes and see that life isn't supposed to be easy. It's not supposed to be something we just live because we have to. You have to make the most of it. Not trying to quote this age-old saying because, honestly, a lot of people hate this saying, including myself, but you do only live once. There may be, past lives, next lives, but right now this is the life you're living. So why not make it count while you can? I'm not trying to do this to preach to people, and I'm not, and again I said, I'm not getting sympathy. I just want people to understand that there are worse things out there, and to hopefully be a voice for those people that feel like giving up, like they don't have a reason to live anymore. A lot of people do, but I don't, and I won't have any reason to not live anymore. I'm going to love with all my heart and not care what people think. Because at the end of the day, if I don't wake up tomorrow, I would rather know that somebody cared about me and somebody loved me and that I was the best person I could be than to constantly be worrying about what I did and didn't do in life. And I hope everybody does the same if you watch this. But that's really all I had to say. I guess if you have questions or whatever, you can hit me up. If not, it's whatever. Thanks for listening and taking, 20 minutes out of your day. I will talk with everyone later. Bye.